Good morning, good afternoon. It's 1:50 p.m., so good afternoon. Um, I just got a topic I wanted to talk about today, which is, dealing with our teenagers and drugs. A lot of people think that marijuana is like something that helps your nerves and your anxiety, something that can calm the anxiety and, you know, so since we have different dispensaries and things like that, people look at marijuana differently. Unfortunately, I don't. I don't believe that it's a method to cut down anxiety and things like that. Maybe it helped cancer patients, possibly. My mom did tell me that it does help with pain. Um, when it comes down to children that's not fully developed, I just don't believe that marijuana should be an option or a choice to use that for anxiety. Um, any drug, it spills off into every area of your life, your friendships, relationships, your jobs, schooling, and everything. There's natural ways to cope, breathing techniques, and things like that. And I know it's easier said than done, but I just think there's other routes that children can take in order to help with anger, anxiety, or anything that's associated with um, feeling that you need to be a part of marijuana use. Um, the main thing I wanted to hit on today is that a lot of parents feel like it's better for your child to do drugs at home, drinking and alcohol or whatever. Um, I had a big debate this morning with one of my closest friends, and I'm sorry, I just don't believe in that. That is something that I don't agree with at all. That was a rule that I kind of grew up with, and I remember a certain I remember this day somebody came and knocked on my door. They was upset because they child was in my house. Not my house, my guardian's house, and they was getting high because we was allowed to get high because, it's this little saying it's better to do it at home than out in the streets. I beg to differ for real. Listen, uh I don't want to be that person that you talk about if when you in the rooms trying to get recovered, when you in detox, when you talking to your psychologist, saying that I was one of the people in your life that allowed you to get high and use drugs, and I'd rather for you to be out on in a house than out in the streets. Listen, I feel like this: if you make a choice as a child that you want to get high, you ain't doing it in my house. You can go in the street because guess what? Getting high in the streets, they cousins. They go together. If you get high and you using drugs, the streets, they go together. All right? So if I'm allowing you to get high in the house, I'm enabling you, okay? So what? I'm allowing you to get high in the house. What? I'm connecting you with a weed man. I'm allowing it to affect everybody in the household because this is what you choose to do. No, if you choose to do, you can do it outside, okay? You can get your own connect because that's your choice. All right, you can get your own money to get high. That's your choice. Because if this is what you choose to do, you need to be all in. I don't have to be a part of that in no kind of way. Using it in my house, provide money for you to use, making it comfortable for you to use. That is not acceptable. It's not acceptable to me. And I know that I'm not able to control any child or any adult that choose to use drugs. But I do have the right to have boundaries and to you know, my rules and regulations that go along in my house. You know, uh I'm allowed to have that. So I know a lot of people beg to differ, they rather allow their kids to get high at home so they won't be out in the street. I just don't see the logic in that. That's just like, if they choose to have sex, what they can have sex in your house. You're gonna make it comfortable, and they can have a room so they don't have to be having sex in the car and having sex at a hotel and having sex in the park. You're gonna provide a room for them to have sex. It's the same thing. No, because that's what's gonna happen if you start allowing a child to do drugs at home. Next thing you know, they're gonna be doing everything at home. They're gonna be bagging up drugs to sell at home. They're gonna be having sex at home. They're gonna be doing all the things that you should be trying to, you know, have some restraint on. That's when a parent starts to lose control when they have those kind of beliefs and rules. And in my family, we have addictive personalities. With drugs, food. It could be sex, it could be company, relationships, it could be all kinds of things. And you have to recognize if you have an addictive personality. Uh, I have an addictive personality. A lot of my family members have addictive personalities. So why am I going to allow anyone, especially a child, to do that? You're not going to talk about me when you in treatment. Okay, I'm not going to be that person that you bring my name up because I allowed you to do that. I don't want that. I want to be the person that tried to inspire you and encourage you and push you and, you know, set guidelines when you made that choice to be the person that, wants to indulge, you know. Hey, yeah, be in the streets because you got to make that money. Now you got a choice to get a job, to get your drugs, okay? Or you can go rob and get your drugs. You got a choice to, connect with dope man or to steal weed from somebody. I mean, come on. But I don't have to be involved with none of that. And at the end of the day, I don't care what nobody say. You know, I I don't have control. I'm powerless over different situations that you know that happens. But I do have a right to set rules and guidelines, and I don't believe in that. I don't need to be, anyone I'm caring about, my kids, my nephews, nieces. I don't need to be their friend. I don't need to support them in that manner. Um, so I just want you guys that do believe in that to really think about it. Really think about, if it's better for a child to do drugs at home than in the streets. Once you start that kind of relationship, it's going to open a whole can of worms. They might start losing respect from you and pushing boundaries even more. We already have a hard time handling our children. So why allow them to get high at home and then they're gonna start disrespecting you um and doing more things, pushing the envelope, you know, pushing the envelope to see how far they can go, what they can get away with, because you didn't, put this made this theory up in your head that's it's better for them to get high at home than in the street. Mm-mm. Drugs come with the street, whatever drug you're doing. Whether it's alcohol, you got to go on the street and get it. You got to go to the store or the gas station and get it. If it's marijuana, you got to go get it. Alcohol, you got to get a weed man or whatever. Go get a dispensary card. Hey, you got to go get it. So, don't be that person that your loved one talk about uh, going there in treatment and talking to their psychologist because they can't get off drugs. You know, well, my family they believe in you can get high at home. It's better than being on the street, and it started from there. Then I went from weed to crack to meth to speed to PCP. Because this thing can grow. You planting a seed. That's what's happening when you allow that. You're planting a seed. because anything you do, you're gonna need more. Your tolerance goes up. It goes up for nicotine. It goes up for marijuana. It goes up for crack. You want more. You need more, and it can be a consistent thing. So you're planting a seed, and the people that contribute to minors, they're watering that seed and they making it grow and they changing. Our youth are addicts. You, they addicts. And there got to be a safe place, a boundary place, a place of rest. If they everywhere they go, they can go and get high. It got to be somewhere they can stop. That's not allowed. That ain't tolerated. Somewhere that they can go. That's a place of peace and refuge where they're getting prayer and maybe getting a different insight of how this thing can affect them for the rest of their life. Because that's the main thing. Once somebody's addicted, it affects the rest of their life. Yeah, some people arrest their addiction at some point in time, but guess what? If it's not dealt with the way it's supposed to be dealt with through NA and the 12 steps, 12 traditions and things like that, they're gonna keep fighting. They're gonna have to keep going back, keep on starting over. Why would you want to be a part of something like that? You know, and the ones that don't agree with it, hey, if you think that it's better for kids to get high at home, I think that's something that you really need to think about, and I think you need to evaluate and look at the child's behavior. Look at the addicts in your family that started from marijuana. Think about how you started, using and trying to be popular or fit in or whatever the case may be. And I know our children, they do have more anxiety. They do have more tension and not able to socialize and relate. But there is other ways to cope. You know. Um, so with that being said, I'm putting it out there. You can't get high here. I'm not that auntie because I'm not giving nothing to no minor. I'm not allowing it. I'm not tolerating it, and I'm checking you on it. And I'm not, you know, drinking or getting high with no child. I'm that is something I do not believe in at all. When I was drinking and stuff, I didn't do that with my children. There's no reason for me to, you know, drink with my children or anybody else's child. Smoking weed with children, passing a blunt to a minor. But that's all I had to talk about today. With that, you guys have a good day. It's more than I want to speak on it a little bit more, but some of it has left my mind. I guess I have to be in an active conversation just to, point out all the main points of why this is not a good idea. But hopefully, from what I said, y'all get my point. Um, y'all have a good day. Bye.